Alright, so hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are all doing well. So today the reviews finally went out for the RX 6700 XT, so that means tomorrow the card is going to launch. So I wanted to kind of put out this video to give you guys a bit of an insight, or just kind of a checklist to kind of go through to try to be able to give you guys the best chance to buy one of these particular cards. Now, the main reason why I'm even making this video is because I think that a good amount of people are probably going to be able to purchase this card. And the reason why I think that is, A, it's not a very good mining card in general. The AMD RDNA 2 architecture isn't great for mining. I have one for myself. I think it's good for the higher end ones, so the Navi 21 die is pretty decent, but this is based off the Navi 22 die, which has significantly cut down cores as well as cache and a lower memory bus, so all those things are basically going to contribute to a worse and worse ability to mine any sort of cryptocurrency. So I think in terms of miners going after these cards, it's going to be pretty low. I don't think it's going to be a good investment for anyone to go after these cards. If I had to guess, I think this card probably will put out around maybe like 35 mega hash, so it's not great considering that this card is around a $500 graphics card, when a RTX 3070 puts out around, I think it's like 64, 65 mega hash. So yeah, I definitely don't think that this card is going to be the go-to for miners, so that's a good thing for gamers. And as well, I think that this thing is going to be at a pretty high supply, so I don't know if scalpers are going to be able to take all these things up like they did the 3060s and all the other cards. But I do think that people will actually have a pretty good ability to go out and buy one of these cards. Now, there are a couple of avenues that you guys should kind of go about with trying to get one of these cards. Now, if you're outside of the United States, I'm going to say this right now, you're not going to have a whole lot of luck other than hoping that you guys can get it on the AMD website pretty quick, going over to the shop tab and just click on refresh as fast as you can when this thing is going up. Click on the 6700 XT and see if you can add it to your cart. From what I've heard, there's only around 1,000 to 2,000 6700 XTs going out to Europe. So that means that there's not a whole lot. So if you can get your hands on one of these in Europe, consider yourself lucky. But for those of us in the United States, I think we're going to have a good bit of a better chance in order to get one of these cards. Now, again, kind of like what I said for the European thing, you guys should be able to go to the AMD website and be able to purchase one of these cards. Now, they are going to be the reference models. So the ones that you guys are seeing here with these dual fans, this is going to be the model that you're going to get from the AMD website. Now, these ones should also be going for the MSRP of $480. So that's going to be the lowest price point that you're going to see these cards go for. So if you can snag one off the AMD website, that's a pretty great thing. AMD also did say that they are going to be intermittently doing drops over time, and that's just going to be like time periods where they will just unlock a bunch of these cards for purchase. So again, make sure that even if you don't get one in the morning when the thing released, that you keep on kind of checking the website to see if it ever refreshes and comes back into availability. Another great avenue to go with for buying one of these cards is going to be a retail store. So AMD also stated in their kind of keynote, or just like their talks with other YouTubers out there, they said that they are going to be prioritizing retail stores to sell these particular graphics cards, which I think is a great idea. Now, again, it does suck if you don't have like a Micro Center or a Best Buy near you. I definitely don't think that Best Buy is going to get a whole lot of these. I think it's mostly probably going to go out to Micro Centers. But if you do have one of those for you, I definitely think that going out Friday morning or tomorrow morning early on, or just any time, even if you're not planning on buying this release day, if you're just planning on going to it maybe a couple weeks down the road, I think that just going to the store whenever they, Mondays is when my store restocks. So I usually, if I want to go get a graphics card, I'll get there Monday morning, 10 minutes before opening, and then you see if you can just try to get any of those cards on the shelves while nobody else has really had access to them. And I really think that AMD pulled a really smart move for prioritizing these retail stores in order to get these cards to actual gamers. And one of those reasons is because Micro Center, or at least my local Micro Center, has this policy where you actually have to have kind of like an email address for yourself. So they kind of make like a little account for you that stores all your transactions and stuff like that. And they only allow you to buy one graphics card every single month. So it's really going to reduce the ability for a lot of these people who are like scalpers or miners to be able to go out and buy all of these cards off of the shelf at any of these stores. So again, if you do have a local Micro Center near you, that's going to be the best place to go and see if you can get one of these cards. And so if you are an online only person, I would probably try to go with either the AMD website, like we kind of stated before, or try to go on Newegg. I know Amazon is also kind of a place you can go to, but Amazon has such a wide like kind of net that they cast over people that it's super easy for bots to get all of the inventory that they want if anything's dropped on Amazon. I think that Newegg is probably the second best option, but I can pretty much say with confidence Newegg is going to be sold out within mere seconds of those cards going up. So those are going to be kind of my main strategies to be getting one of these cards. But again, I think a lot of you guys probably shouldn't just insta-buy one of these cards. I think that waiting on these things is probably going to be a better idea, just considering that I think that over time AMD is just going to be launching a bunch of these cards. Again, if it's something that you really want, then yes, maybe you can get a reference model. But I probably wouldn't spend more than $550 on one of these cards. So the nice thing when it comes to AIB cards is going to be that they're not going to be crazy expensive compared to what we've been seeing with like these other cards like the 3070 and 3080, where you're paying around like $200 to $300 more on top of MSRP. Like we are seeing the same things with the AMD cards. But now I think that with this particular launch, the AMD is now charging more for these cards, for one, to just give them more money from their reference models, and B, to kind of make the price delta between their cards and the AIB cards a little bit less, so that they can basically say that their cards aren't getting crazy price gouge like all the other ones are. And again, I don't know if that's great, considering that, again, this card is a $480 card, and from all those reviews that I've been seeing, it basically meets the 3060 Ti in terms of performance in most games and in most general tasks. The 3060 Ti is sometimes worse, like in around, I think it was like 50% of tasks. The 3060 Ti is like a tiny bit worse. But most of the time, the 3070 is beating this thing pretty well. And again, that card is supposedly supposed to be only $20 more than the 6700 XT. So I think when it comes down to it, for most people, you're probably gonna be spending around the $550 to $600 price range on an AIB card. Maybe like the higher end ones, you might be spending closer to $650, $700 if you're paying for something like a Power Color Red Devil. But again, I really don't expect those cards to be that expensive, again, considering that AMD is upcharging this card by a fair amount, just to kind of, I guess, lower that price delta between them and the AIB cards. And again, that's kind of supporting the main reason why I think that you guys should probably hold off on this card. I think that, again, most people are going to be able to get it. But I think that over time, as this card is pretty easy to manufacture for AMD, Navi 22 is generally going to be easier to make than their Navi 21 cards, which again are going to be the 6800 series and the 6900 series. Those cards are going to be harder to produce than what we've got with the 6700 XT. So we should see a good bit more amount of supply compared to those cards. And so again, over time, I think that as these things start to kind of saturate demand, that this card is going to be discounted in price to kind of pair itself with what the 3060 Ti represents. Now again, something I just kind of want to add in here for those of you guys who haven't watched the reviews, this thing does not perform very well in ray tracing. So for those of you guys who are really looking to play like Cyberpunk, which I don't even think supports AMD ray tracing yet, or really any ray tracing scenario, this thing doesn't do too well. Fidelity FX is still not out yet. So if those are two of the things that you're really looking forward to with these particular cards, I probably would just say to hold off for a little bit, just considering that this card doesn't really offer a whole lot when it comes to its value right now. But again, maybe later down the line when it's around like maybe $450 to maybe $420, I think it's gonna be a better buy. So yeah, that's about all I had to say for this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that subscribe and like button. We just hit 2,000 subscribers earlier today, so that's a pretty crazy milestone. So thank you to all of you guys who have hit the subscribe button within my channel's history. I can't wait to keep on making more content, and it means a lot to me that 2,000 of you guys like my content enough to hit that subscribe button. So thanks a lot. I wouldn't be making videos like this without you guys, so hopefully I can keep on making entertaining videos and informative ones as well. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.